Look what I got here today. Tiger 1200 GT Pro, and this is the new one. It's not that big fat one they had in the earlier version. I tried to ride that and couldn't. This is something far better. The looks have changed. The earlier motorcycle, the earlier 1200 Tiger was, like I said, a big, fat, bulky machine. Maybe they're trying to compete with the BMW and try to make it big, but they decided that nothing can compete with the 1200 GS or the 1250. There is no competition. It's a standalone by itself. It's a good motorcycle, and that's a story for another day. So what they did with this, slimmed it down, put it on a diet, perhaps intermittent fasting, 1 meal a day, and it's lost so much of weight. This actually feels physically smaller, probably is, than the V-Strom 650, which is saying something about the size of this, or saying something about the V-Strom 650. Anyway, either way, very slim. Probably they took a leaf out of KTM's design book. Very slim. This portion from where probably the knees sit all the way till here, this is as wide as maybe a 400cc or a 500cc motorcycle. Easy to get on, easy to straddle, does not intimidate, feels comfortable. I don't know how heavy it is. This must be around 240 kilos, probably around 240 kilos. Does not feel 240. The weight balance is fantastic. My old Tiger, the Tiger 800 XC, that was much lighter than this on paper. It felt heavy. Yeah, it was top heavy. Fill it up with gas, and that thing was like a tanker, literally like a tanker. This has changed. It's got a 20-liter tank. A little bigger tank would have been useful. However, anything better, anything bigger is always useful, right? So, never mind. So I rode it this morning. I come down around 100 kilometers. Enjoyed it. It was pretty cold. The dash was showing around 11 degrees. It probably was 11 degrees. Kind of getting feelings back in the sun. So nice. I enjoyed this motorcycle. I enjoyed the ride. It does not feel as heavy and bulky as the 1200 GS does. I've ridden a 1200 GS long back. All I could remember was it was big, heavy, felt. Then I've ridden the Multistrada 1260S. That did not feel heavy. It handled beautifully, but physically it felt huge. It's got a massive front end, everything. And yeah, the Multistrada, yeah, there are different speeds actually. There is crazy fast, there is ridiculously fast, and there is stupid fast. I would put the Multistrada in the stupid fast category, where it is stupid fast. This I would say is crazy fast. Of course, I didn't open it or push it or something. I must have probably done around, today, for just a fraction of a second, I must have hit around 160. But then I was just generally cruising between 100 and 120, which is where I feel most comfortable and probably the best range to cruise in. Plus, it's got that gas to open the throttle and go. This has got a T-plane crank. Now, without getting too complicated what that is, it's got an odd firing order. It's the 3 cylinders do not fire evenly around the 360-degree circle. So this fires in an odd way. Sounds good. Sounds very good. Unlike the earlier engine, I think some of the bikes, Triumph motorcycles, still have that even firing order. They whine. They have a whine, but they are very smooth. Very smooth. There are no vibes. The old Tiger 800 XC had no vibrations at all. I would not know. The only thing I would know is with the whine. I cannot make out from the pegs or the tank or the handlebars what was the RPM. I have to look at the gauge or just judge by the intensity of the whine. This doesn't have the whine. This has got a growl, a beautiful growl. I believe it has changed the torque curve, which is also true. It's got a lot more bottom and mid-range. Mid-range is fantastic. The old Triumph Triple is a rever. Gas it, rev it, peak it, that's when it starts to run. There's no fun. That is more like a sports bike, not an adventure tourer. With this engine, they have changed it. However, it's come with a little bit of vibration. The tank, the handlebar, the pegs, they all carry a bit of vibration. It's okay, it's not intrusive, it's not troublesome. A little more than what I would like. It gives good feedback. I mean, it's necessary to know what is the RPM, what is the speed, the engine speed. However, this I think is about 20% more than what would be ideal. It didn't bother me. I didn't feel any discomfort in the 100 kilometers which I rode. Another thing to note about this bike is got a shaft drive. I know of 3 motorcycles that have a shaft drive. One is obviously the giant BMW 1200s. They have a shaft drive. Then that Moto Guzzi, the review which I did a few weeks back, the V85 TT. If you wish to watch that, the link is above. You can click it here, or must be here. Okay, yeah, here. You can watch that. That's got a shaft drive, and this motorcycle has got a shaft drive. Though a shaft drive is energy sapping, it in the sense it takes away a lot of power. It uses up a lot of the horsepower put out at the crank. However, it's maintenance free. No need to lube. We don't need chain. However, during I think it's got a service interval to change the oil. Is it reliable? Yeah, I guess it is reliable. But if it goes wrong, it'll cost a kidney to repair. I had a friend whose 1250 GS shaft failed. It was under warranty. He replaced. However, the bike was out of action for 3 months. Not good, not good. I don't know about this shaft reliability. Should be okay. So Triumph has finally realized they cannot take on the BMW with this motorcycle. Nothing can take on the BMW. So they decided to get into a segment that is light, fast, smooth, sort of KTM-ish. Yeah, this kind of gives the KTM feel, ready to race. It encourages the revving, it encourages to push, it encourages to drive. A lot of electronics, loaded and loaded and loaded with electronics. Way too much of electronics. That's okay. I mean, I never used any of it on the way. Front and rear adjustable electronically. The engine modes adjustable. It's got road, rain, sport, off-road, and in that it's got suspension settings. It's just too many things. It's like a complicated device. When it is new and fancy, we would probably explore it. Let me not say we. Say I would explore it like a kid with a toy, and then after a while get it to a setting which is the most comfortable for me, and then leave it there and enjoy. The only thing I would probably change is when riding doubles with luggage, there may be a setting for that, and then when I'm riding singles. Road, sport. No, I can barely handle the power of the road performance. Who wants the sport? Off-road, this, me, that's not happening. Though right now, I am in an off-road situation, but that's only about 50 meters on the main road. I'll probably push it out onto the main road. Let me show you some of those little bit of features which I have seen and noticed. Pardon my big shadow here. I don't have any other angle at the moment to take it from. A beautiful slim exhaust. Yeah, it's look at this. This is all inspired by KTM. Sleek super exhaust. However, it's got a primary muffler right down here. So then look at this little brake pedal here. Made for, it's got a setting, you rotate it, it comes up a little taller for standing and riding. So this is pretty, and yeah, in case you drop the motorcycle, the lever is unlikely to break. Look at this canister. That's a gas canister for the rear shocker. Wow. This canister is bigger than the shock absorber on some of the Royal Enfields. Only the canister. The famous Triumph triple engine. Yeah, it's got 3 exhausts, a T-plane crank, and the front adjustable front suspension. I do not know what it is, must be a Showa. In the electronics comes a keyless. It doesn't have a ignition key per se. This is the key. So keep this in your pocket and you're ready to go. Everything else is like a car. It's got buttons to operate. There is the dash. There you go. It's got all kinds of data here. There's way too many things here, let me tell you. It's got cruise control also. So there you go. That's the dash. The fuel lid is very interesting. It does not have a key. I was told how to operate it. Let me see if it works. Open it out. There you go. There it opens. See that? That's locked. All the complicated stuff that comes with having a shaft drive, linkages and brackets and clamps and the swing arm. Anyway, it works, so I will just let it be. Overall, it's a sleek, smooth, easy handling motorcycle. I like it. It feels just like the 650 V-Strom in terms of how it feels, it handles. I'm referring to the weight and the characteristic. Though it's a 1200, it's got a much bigger engine. It weighs more. It doesn't feel like that. Triumph has done a fantastic job. The thing is, it's in a territory of BMW 1200, 1250 GS territory, so it's tough to fight that. However, those who are not very fond of the BMW brand, who are a bit concerned about the maintenance cost, the spares cost, and the service issues or whatever, this will be a good option. Whoever wants to consider a bigger motorcycle, my suggestion would be give this a go. Give this a good go and then take your call. Time to head back to Bangalore. See you soon.